The number one story of the week is why are Bitcoiners idiots? This is from Den, June 26th, SN territory. 88 comments, 11,100 sats. Keon, I think I stayed away from this post. I personally don't think Bitcoiners are idiots, but I think maybe you do, or
Oh
do you, or
no,
do you, or do you?
not especially. I mean I come down where most commenters came down in this thread, and it's like everyone at least displays um, idiot-like behavior, uh, and we might see more of it among Bitcoiners because we pay a lot of attention to them. And a lot of Bitcoiners might be thrust into a spotlight where they can reveal their idiocy um, more so than normal people. But I don't think they're especially stupid. I think Shinobi talks about this a lot, um, and I think he believes it's true. But I don't. I'm not even sure if he's just trolling. He also tends, I think, to say things that he feels because and not really interested in whether they're exactly true because he's mostly interested in how people react to it. But yeah, I don't think Bitcoiners are idiots. But Den Den's point in this, or Den's example of idiocy, is this podcast with Preston Fish, um, with the guest is Seb Bunny, who talks about a book that Den has actually read, and gets appears to not have actually read the book, and so Den gets kind of upset.
Well, did he actually listen to the
Um,
Audible though? Because
yes. Well, it might be a sign that he only listened to the Audible, that he didn't fully, yeah, internalize the content. Um, but yeah, that's basically his thing. Is like I think Den is kind of frustrated. He sees a lot of Bitcoiners, um, who he agrees with, has so much in common with, but then he sees them kind of step out of their lane and just say something that
that's my
is
middle name.
untrue with high confidence. And it's idiot like behavior. And is that more, he's asking the question, is it, in midst of his frustration, he's asking the question whether it's more common among Bitcoiners than the rest of the
100%.
population.
I think it's more
And
common amongst Bitcoiners. Yeah.
I definitely, I'm, I don't really know. I'm too in it. I see it, but I do see it quite frequently. And I think,
But
I
that
think
doesn't make
I
him an
just, I
idiot,
keep
though. I don't think that
no,
makes him an
I don't
idiot,
think
right?
so. No, it makes him foolhardy. I think I mean, we're probably both guilty of this too.
Yeah,
So I
100%.
don't want to, I don't want to be, I don't want to be too hard on uh, people who have this problem. But yeah, I think I keep going back to the thing Jimmy Song said that I really liked, on like
Oh, did he
why do people
comment
think
here
Bitcoin
too?
is. He commented in here, but I was still so struck by an insight that he had that was just so simple and just rang so true for me. I think it was a post from maybe 6 months to a year ago that we also covered on the podcast. Or I think someone asked, like, is there some spiritual quality to Bitcoin? It seems like lots of Bitcoiners have like spiritual awakening around Bitcoin, and Jimmy's like, it's it's pretty simple. Is effectively what he said. It's just that these people became wealthy, um,
Good point.
and had a huge change in their state of mind and the way they thought about the world when they didn't have to scrape and
Yeah.
race in the rat race,
Yeah, totally.
just to be able to think about their future. Like they're finally able to think about their future clearly,
Yeah.
and that has to feel profound. And I think that might be the case here. Similar kind of thing, but maybe not working for good for people, is they have this huge come up. And I think for some people who have a ego that's a little less restrained, it kind of shows up as them believing they figured out more than they have. and I think that's most of what I think is going on. I think I commented to that effect is that like getting rich. I said getting rich quick is a hell of a
So
drug.
so I guess
But
this guy got rich quick, I guess right here. Is that what's going on?
oh no, I didn't mean he actually got rich quick. I just meant most
Oh.
Bitcoiners they got rich. Like before something like Bitcoin, and with absent um, putting a lot of effort into something, founding a new product, whatever. Like we were talking about this actually earlier with Saylor and Mallers, but um, getting rich wasn't a matter of buying an asset and holding it for 4 years. It was a matter of
Building something that
putting a lot
people
of
wanted to buy.
yeah, yeah, building something valuable, which
It was
is
what
really
It
hard.
was what
It takes
Warren
way
Buffett
longer
talks
than four
about. Yeah,
years.
it was what Warren Buffett talks
It
about.
takes way longer than 4 years,
It
and
was building
so
something of
that's what
value.
I meant.
Yeah, yeah,
And actually, 4 years is a long time frame. Most people don't even have the like patience or
yeah,
attention span for 4 years, and so even waiting for 4 years shows a unique level of constraint that most idiots would lack. But that is pretty quick to get, you know, well, like generational wealth in 4 years potentially, depending on how you played it. That is a really big deal, and I think so. I think it does get to some people's head.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think the only thing I thought so I when I put this comment underneath yours, I thought you meant he was the one that was rich. So that's why I thought he was on Preston's
Oh
podcast. Yeah.
no, I don't actually.
Okay.
I didn't actually listen to the podcast, and I don't know the
Oh.
person in the podcast, and I'm basically taking Den's word for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really don't have any comments on this, to be honest. Like, I think just kind of what I've seen most of the time. Whenever people that are unknown go on these bigger podcasts, it's usually because they're rich, and that's usually why they're on a podcast. Everybody's trying to get into a fund.
Well, you
So
were on what Bitcoin did. Does that make you rich? Huh? Oh, all
I'm just kidding. No,
right.
that was like, hey, car, you need to help you. I think that's what that was.
I see. Hey, poor. We have we're trying out socialism with our podcast, and we go,
No, I think that
just
was more Peter trying to get the plebs behind him. I think that's what that. I think he started off the show saying that actually. Um, but
cool.
plus, his podcast doesn't have a fun attached to it, or did it have a fun attached to it? That was the only difference. Um, Preston has a
Mm.
fun attached to it. Marty's has its fun attached to it. All these other podcasts have funds attached to it. So that's what I thought you meant when you posted that at the bottom.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not what I meant.
Anyways, cool.